think so. You come closer to me. Okay. It's live already. Oh, sorry. We are live. Okay, come closer, Mr. Mike. Hello. You are once again welcome to our broadcast. Come closer, Mr. Mike. We are here. This is Save a Child Preserve Humanity Television. I'm standing for this network. Welcome you to this. Live. We are here telling you you're going to find value for the time you're going to spend with us here. Wherever you are, any part of the world, you find yourself in Europe, in America, in Asia, or in Africa, please, as you hook up to us, keep the channel on. Make sure you are, you are tuned to us. I'm telling you, everything we are going to be doing here, will make so much impact to your life. So once again, I thank you for the value of the time you are going to be spending with us here. Remember, my name again is Okonji Christopher, and I have with me here Mr. Mark. Mark what? Sorry? Mark Ihelua is my friend and my colleague. I call him my colleague because we share the same passion and vision. What am I trying to talk about? Each time you always hear me talk about a new Nigeria of my dream. It's not just a passion, it's a vision. It's something that is embedded in me that I believe so much, that God is doing, because this present Nigeria that we have is dead already. And there's nothing we can do about it. If you're a layman, you say there's nothing, but there's so much we can do. Because if this one is dead, then it's time to do except so we ask the question, must we continue in sin that grace may abound? The same Bible says it. So sin must not continue. Sin is a reproach to a people, but righteousness, is something that exalts a nation. Thank you very much. So God is interested in the exaltation of a nation. So when righteousness is not in the land, the people suffer. So that's why we are here right now. Nigeria is a focal point. I keep telling people every day, it's a focal point in what God is doing in the nations of the world. If you go down the archive very well in the mind of God, in God's arrangement and calculation, Nigeria is supposed to be one of the wealthiest nations on the surface of the earth. Quote me anywhere. But right now, by human rating, Nigeria is rated as one of the poorest. So you see this disparity in it. But I asked a question when I did a video some time ago. I said, whose report will we believe? And that video right now is one of the most watched video I've ever done. I asked that question. I said, I don't want to answer it, but I want you to answer me. Whose report will you believe? Will you believe the report of God that says Nigeria is one of the wealthiest, or is supposed to be one of the wealthiest nations on the surface of the earth? Or will you believe the rating that man rates Nigeria as one of the poorest? That's why we are here today. Our focus here is to see, the way forward for Nigeria. Mr. Mark, you agree with me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because the nation sin has been exalted so much. Yes. Our country is rooted in so much, sin. There's so much sacrifice that has gone through in this nation. There's so much, evil that has been done. And right now, evil has become the order of the day. I'm telling you, permit me to say, if you permit me to say, I'm telling you that righteousness has been taken away from this nation. But one thing that gives me joy and hope is that the Bible says we Christians are the salt of the earth and we're the light of the world. What does salt do? Salt is a preservative. If you don't, salt is something like we say Nigeria is dead right now. If there's no salt, Christians still praying like us, Nigeria will have been completely forgotten. So we are the one preserving the integrity of this nation, Nigeria. I'm telling you. And we are not just only the salt, we are also salt also is not only preservative, but salt is a sweetening agent. When something is rotten, what happens? You can't eat it. It's smelly. You understand? So if we believers, Christians, are not in Nigeria, Nigeria will be smelling. Yeah, it's smelling, but you can still see that outside the country, out there, they still see the impact of Nigeria in the world. Is it in sports? Is it in what do you name? Is it in entertainment? Is it social environment? Name it. Is it in intellectual prowess or anything? I learned something recently in Europe. A Nigerian family is one of the wealthiest in the whole world. I discovered, Nigeria is everywhere. Have you ever sat down and asked yourself, why is it Nigeria still making? Thank you. I can see you joining us live. Please stay on. Please, I cannot see your name. Permit me, please. I see you are live with us right now. Please hang on. You'll get value for every time you're spending with us here. I'm just trying to set the table right. You see, Nigeria is still making, waves. Do you sit down and ask yourself a question? That's to tell you that there are Christians that are still praying that God. This nation, Nigeria, must not collapse. That was what I was discussing with Mike. Mike recently. I'm going to allow him to talk. I'm just setting the perimeters so that we can have an atmosphere to be able to express ourselves this morning. So please, if you are there, hang on. Don't just hang on to this station and this channel. Please, as you are watching us right now, join us in this conversation. Make sure you contribute. Don't just only contribute. Make sure you like. As you like, go comment. As you comment, make sure you subscribe to this station, this channel. Make sure also you share. Because as you share, you are making this work we're doing here to go viral. Like we're talking before I call Mr. I'm going to call him. Before I call him, I said what we are doing here is not for ourselves. You understand what I mean? My focus is looking at one child that is born today. What is the future of that child? You understand what I mean? It's not all the dollars or all the pounds sterling that will live for the children that will make the children. But what will make them is the wealth of knowledge that we have piled up, the righteousness and the peace and the justice that we live for them that will make them come and live after we are gone out of this place. But that is, you see, but if we don't, that's what we're doing here. We're trying to make sure we leave some things for the next generation. Because if we don't do that, posterity will not forgive us. You understand what I mean? Posterity will not forgive us. So that's why we are here to look at, will Nigeria survive in this present hardship? Mr. Mike, that is the question right now. I'm coming black and blue. I'm coming out right now, Mr. Mike. We are out on this discussion. Thank you for joining me in this. You are my friend and you share the same passion with me. I just want to start from there. Do you think Nigeria will survive in this present hardship?
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Good morning. My name is Mr. Mark. We've been meeting even before coming up from air.
Yeah.
We've been meeting several times.
Mm.
And just like what you said, we have the same passion.
Yeah.
Concerning the good
Yeah.
and the betterment of this country.
Yeah.
We want the best for this country. Nobody is condemning this country, but we want the best and the good of this country. Just like what he said, for the next generation.
Mm.
So we are with the next generation. What are they going to stand by, or what are they going to lean on in this country called Nigeria? Because every country has a family. For you, as you are growing, the essence of you having that family is for you to leave a good legacy for them, so that they will not suffer in future. Now, what about Nigeria? Just like what you said, this is a blessed country that the Lord has blessed. The Lord has chosen this country as a, like they have talking.
Yeah.
He said Nigeria is like an arrow having position in Africa to be the forefront of Africa. But do you know, see what is instead of being the forefront, Nigeria is as if it's going, which is not supposed to. Do you understand? But just like what he said, we are not going to give up. We are not hard-skinned, very dogged and hard-skinned
Yes.
country
passion.
with people.
Mm.
Do you understand? People that are in this country,
Yeah.
they are die-hard.
Mm.
They are country that they anywhere, wherever you just I want to say,
Yeah.
anywhere you go in the world,
Yeah.
you will see Nigeria.
Yeah.
They want to be the best.
Yes.
Just said in Europe,
Mm.
Nigeria is one of the worst.
Yes.
They go to this place.
Yes.
They might go there without nothing.
Mm.
But once they step into it, they are ready to fight.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Now, the same thing. This country would have died long ago.
Mm.
Long ago.
Yeah.
This country would have broken. But because of the mercy and the grace of God sustaining this country, to me, I see this country coming out.
Yeah.
No matter the struggle of the enemies, saying that this country will not move.
Yeah.
No matter the antics
Yeah.
that the enemies play,
yeah.
this country is moving forward.
Yeah.
He said it. We will not stop.
Yeah.
We will not give up.
Mm.
We are going higher.
Yes.
And we are moving.
Yes.
That the wealth that God has given to this country will be appropriately, utilized.
That's right.
And be for everybody, not just for the few. Nigeria is a blessed nation.
Yeah.
Nigeria is a blessed nation. Now, I see Nigeria in the aim of political aspect going higher. I want to see Nigeria, even if I should leave this earth. I want to hear, and I want wherever I may be, maybe in heaven.
Yeah.
No, maybe in heaven.
Yeah.
I want to see the Nigeria
place. Thank you very much, Mr. Mark. I want you to take that. Come to the camera. And I like. You see, the question I asked is: will Nigeria survive this hardship?
Yes.
Would have been a question that would have been taken later, but I'm overwhelmed by this. I'm being led as the Spirit carries me to moderate. This life we are having right now. That's why I asked that question. It would have been after, but notwithstanding, let's look at it like this. Can you tell us how do we get into this place? How did Nigeria get into this rottenness?
Beautiful.
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
That's what I wanted to look at right now, because Nigeria became independent in 1960.
Yes.
Can we just retrace the footstep? If you want to take somebody, if somebody falls in the mud and you want to take him out of the mud, you will first of all ask yourself, how did this guy get into this mud? Before you now begin to think of the intensity of how he has gone deep. That's why I say, in this prayer hardship, can we come out? So now we are in the mud and we are soaked in the mud. It's so bad. You understand what I mean? So I'm going to say, how did we get there? You ask yourself, how did we get into this mud? How did Nigeria get into this situation we find ourselves?
Thank you very much. Now, thank you. Into this next, just like what you said. We were given independence. That was 1960.
Yeah.
When they hand over this country, it was Nigerians themselves that said, we are ready. We are ready to govern ourselves.
Yeah,
we are matured enough. And the party, the authority, the everything
was given
handed over
to us.
To them.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
They handed it over to us. They said the colonial master should leave. And in the process, I'm sorry to say, should I look at it like maybe, when you are a slave, but at that point in time, you were a slave under the colonial master.
Yeah.
They were not really careful. Or they lied that they were ready. But because of the selfishness, you have somebody under a slave, somebody is slave. Suddenly, they handed over power to you.
Yeah.
And you have not you don't have that mindset, you don't have that understanding. How do you do it? Your only motive now at that point in time, your interest at that point in time is, I want to collect the power. Now, collecting the power, what is it for? How do you want to manage the power? What the resources given to you? How do you want to manage the resources? The people that are there for you to take care. How do you manage? You never thought of it. There's something to go. We can manage it by ourselves. We will do this by ourselves. But there was no plan. And when they say a man that does not have a plan,
it's going somewhere to
a disaster.
Disaster, yes.
I get it. Yeah. There was no plan on ground in Nigeria. After this colonial has gone, how are we going to settle ourselves? So because they were slaves before, they now made them organ. And as a slave, they believe that they've denied them so many. Before you know, they start hustling.
You made a point. Thank you, Mr. Mark. I'm very excited about this thing you hit upon. Right? I never saw it like that, but it's true. You said they were actually slaves. Let the camera see you. They were actually slaves, and they were not ready and prepared. Let me look at it in what happened in Egypt. The Israelites were in Egypt. You know, understand what I mean? They were dehumanized. If you see the level of how the Israelites were dehumanized in Egypt, they were the slave sheep of the Egyptians. You see, if you read the Bible very well, you laugh. Read the Bible very well with understanding. They say there's a level whereby the people they're building buildings with bricks and mud. And it got to that level whereby, because what happened? Let's look at the genesis of what happened in Egypt. Pharaoh was, the Israelites went to Egypt because of the influence of Joseph, that God showed a dream and was able to deliver the country of Egypt from, bondage.
Israel.
Yeah, from the hands. Joseph was given a mandate to deliver Egypt, that the people of Israel went into. That was how the people were able to settle there, because he became the second man in command. But the Bible told us is that he said after, when the Pharaoh that accepted Joseph died, and they say another Pharaoh was brought. The Pharaoh that was brought knew no Joseph. You understand? Knew no Joseph. And what happened? He decided, if we leave these people, the way they are growing like this, they will outgrow us and they will take over Egypt. It's a normal thing for every nation to be concerned about. I think I don't see anything wrong. I don't blame that Pharaoh that came to power. I say these people are growing because they were really growing. Egypt, the family of Jacob began to expand and everything. Before you know it, they will take over everything. How have they enslaved the people? So what I want you see, when they enslave, if you don't look at these things the way the Bible puts it, you see the enslavement on the level that when Pharaoh saw that the people were asking him that let us go and serve our God, he said, "This people, okay, the something we are giving them is not enough." What Pharaoh said, he said, "Make the yoke harder on them." What is the hope? And he said, because why? They are not serious. Which God, other God? He said, let me come and say how the God that you're talking about come and save you here. You understand? So what are we trying to say? He made it harder. They say he made their work more harder than it used to be. So what I'm going somewhere because you made a point. You made a point that our people were not matured enough, asking the colonial masters for power. For power, governorship. I will agree with you to a certain extent. So I agree with you to a certain extent. Because why? It's, like you said, it's true. We just came out of slavery. Sure. If you look at the situation of Nigeria, Africa, there was slavery before. The colonial masters, came with the governorship, came with Christianity. So we have gone through slavery mentality. It's still there in our mindset, So you see, you can't just carry a slave one day and make him an oga.
Yes.
You said something that I never saw it like that, but it is truth. I'm still going back to the Egypt situation I'm talking about. When God was bringing them out of Egypt, permit me to use the word, it was so difficult for God to remove Egypt from them. Look at it very well. Taking them out of Egypt is one thing. Removing Egypt from them is another thing. So you see, a slave that all he knows all his life is putting him under.
Exactly.
So they say God even has to teach them on the process of taking them to the promised land. He began to teach them table manners. He began to teach them sanitary manners because they were slaves.
They were slaves because they were not entitled.
They're not entitled to it. They still have that slave mentality. I'm going somewhere because they said that the people, you know what? The people, even up to the extent is that they've been under a slave master for long, so they don't know what they said. Even when they were building the bricks and the mud, Pharaoh made it so hard on them that if they want to weave it, they shouldn't allow them to go and weave. They should weave it and put it. The Bible says about they were dehumanized. So see, something that takes away your sanity and your humanity, they were rubbish. They were rubbish. So it's the same thing. So with that slavery, see, it took God a whole process. That's why God did not take them to the promised land. There was a road. They were supposed to do this journey for 11 days. Do you know why God, Mr. Man, come to the mind? The reason why God did not take them through the straight process, because God is a God of process. God has to remove every slavish mentality from them. That's why I allow them to go through all this process of suffering and everything. So that's why you see yourself as a believer. You are going on a journey. God will not take you. God will not show you and say this is the road. He will take you through a process. Why? He wants to remove some impurities from you. So God taking them through that slavery journey for 40 years, was to remove slavish mentality from them. So you made a point that is so salient and well understood, that our leaders are not mature in leadership. I agree with you. We're going back to look at how did we get here? That's what we're looking at right now. Our leaders were not mature because why? When power was given to them, they were not mature. They were not leadership. They were not agreed. They were not prepared. Because if you look at it, but our founding fathers somehow, let's look at it again the other way around, did their own best to. People like Awolowo and Zik, you know, like Awolowo, for example, that only have the opportunity, didn't have the opportunity to rule this country, but he has a good mind. He gave the our Western Nigeria free education. You know, so during the time that he was the prime minister one time, I think so. So you know, for the West, he gave. That's why you see most of the Yorubas were educated. He makes sure they have free education, which is the best, because education is the bedrock of our society. He makes sure, that's why you see most of the Yorubas are educated. But I'm going somewhere. You say they're not prepared. But let's look at our founding fathers. Yes. Azikiwe. Yes. Look at Awolowo. Yes. Look at Tafa Balewa. Yes. These are the people that power were handed over to them. Let's look at it. You see, they are not prepared. Yes. Let's look at it very well. Yes. But they handed a legacy to the next generation. Yes. What happened? Yeah. Like what happened? Yes. Take it from there. Now, can I say something? You said something about Awolowo from the Southwest. Yes. He was one that you came. Yes. Now, if you look at very short, say something. Do you know that only concentrated? Yeah. Now, Awolowo concentrated only. Now, I think we wanted to concentrate in the aspect of trying to build Nigeria. Yeah. You know that they resisted. Yeah. They said you want to be. That was why that they call it Father of Africa. Father of Africa. Yeah. Father of Africa. Why should you say? Why should you come together? Let everybody be there because we are selfish. I get it. Now, this was it. This was it. Yeah, I get it. So they not coordinate. Yeah. They didn't understand where he was coming from. Yeah. He was trying to unite the North. No, this is our own. Yeah. Because I think we grew up in the North. Yes. Grew up in, so he was trying to bring them to everybody. All the I am mad to his own people. Yes. This one. Yeah. This one. That unity. That unity was not there. Unity. That oneness. Coexistence. That oneness to coordinate. Coexist together was not there. No, this one is they didn't really build up themselves. They didn't understand themselves, and they started came. It's like somebody said they forced them together. When they came, there was no lack of understanding. You understand? Yeah. And this one party now. This one, yeah. That's why you find that. See where we are. I wanted to check it. We have been divided in the aspect of religion. Thank you. And that religion killed so many things to the extent that some people believe that outside that from the same religion faith is better than the food. Yeah. So they know the outside religion is the one that they can accommodate. Yeah. But somebody outside that is within Nigeria that we're supposed to be one. The Nigeria that are supposed to be one because we are not of the same faith. They don't regard you. Now, you don't regard me, but you regard somebody from outside. How do you want that country to move forward? Thank you, man. You have said, Mr. Mike, come to my so, Mr. Mike, you touch a very important part of me that God has been showing me. But before I go further, please, if you are just joining us right now, I acknowledge you and I appreciate you. Please stay tuned to this channel. Make sure you go like, make sure you comment, make sure that you subscribe, and at the same time share. Because if you are sharing, you are helping us go more viral. And because we're looking forward on how Nigeria, the way forward for Nigeria. Will Nigeria survive in this present hardship? If you don't agree with us, And we're looking beyond our generation because we're already going away already. The next generation is coming. And if we don't tell them the truth, then we'll be losing the whole generation. I don't want us to lose the whole generation, but rather we want to preserve the whole generation. My brother touched a very silent topic that I've been talking about, religion. You see, after slavery, when the colonial masters came, what they came with Christianity. You understand what I mean? I'm not debunking Christianity. It's good. But you know one thing? They came with Christianity. They didn't come with Christianity with the right frame of mind. Let me allow you to know what I'm understand what I'm trying to say. When the white man came, he came with the keys of dividing and ruling us. Are you getting what I'm trying to say? That was division. They came to divide Africa. You understand what I mean? And rule it among them. So there was also set in them. So that was where religion came from. Let me define religion very well. Christianity is not a religion. Please let me make this straight to everyone. Christianity is a lifestyle patterned after a person called Jesus. You understand what I mean? Christianity is a lifestyle pattern after Jesus Christ. Jesus, first of all, is the one that is the head of the church, and we are the body. So Christianity is supposed to be we living the life of Christ. That's where the word comes, Christ-like. So Jesus wants us to be like him because the standard that God has raised when he brought Jesus Christ, that we must be like Jesus. So we must live like Jesus. What is living like Jesus? They say he did not find it a crime to forsook his title as God. He came down to earth as a man. That was what Jesus Christ did. So that you see. So God wants us to be like denying any other thing, submitting ourselves for the kingdom. So what am I trying to say? Christianity is a lifestyle pattern after a person called Jesus. What is religion? You raised that point. I've been defining it here. Religion is having the life of God. Religion is having a form of godliness, but denying the power. Thank you. Religion is having a form of godliness. Like the Pharisees and the Sadducees, they call them religious people. Why did Jesus Christ in his days hated the Sadducees and the Pharisees? They post that they have God, but they don't live the life. So when you call yourself a Christian, we don't want to see Christianity is not a tag. Christianity is a life. It's a life that you will see. When I live the life, when my brother see the life I'm living, you say, this one truly is a Christian. See, people don't need to see you put a tag in your head, but the way you live your life, people say, this one is a Christian. Let me just. I'll let you come. I'm trying to define religion right now. So anything that gives you life, anything that that regulates your life is religion. Religion will tell you do this at certain time, do this at. The Bible says we should pray in season and out of season, which means prayer is your lifestyle. Prayer is a lifestyle. Prayer is not something that you come into it and you say, I'm going to do it again. No, till you die, you'll be praying. The Bible says in Luke chapter 18, verse 1, verse 2, it says, men ought to pray and not to turn coward. I'm quoting demons and say, men ought to pray and not to lose heart. Men ought to pray and not to be demoralized. Men ought to pray and not give up. So if you see yourself trying to give up, the only thing that can take you back to life is prayers. So prayer is your life. You can do nothing Christian can do without prayers. If Christians are not praying till today, Nigeria will have been forgotten. Nigeria is rotting right now. All of us are saying the rottenness of it. But what is preserving Nigeria, like I said from the beginning, is because Christians are still praying. They are still telling God. They are still saying, God, say, God have mercy. Preserve this nation. That is what God is seeing. That's why you see Nigeria still preserved. If not so, Nigeria will collapse. So what I'm trying to say is that you made a very, serious point. Religion came in. This one will tell you, see, within ourselves, I'm not just talking about Islam and Christianity right now. Even within ourselves, Christians, there is still this spirit of religiosity. This one will tell you, I'm a Catholic. This one will tell you, I'm a Pentecostal. This one will tell you, I'm a this. And so we are competing. See, there's no life of God. Instead of we having and living the life of God, in Christianity, there's no competition. Because why? We are serving one king. So you see, why must I compete with you? Are we not serving the same God? Are we not representing the same kingdom? You understand what I mean? So religiosity, like I said, is having a form of godliness but not denying the power. If you are competing, like you said, if there's no unity in us in pushing this country forward, we have failed. So what has killed our unity in moving as a people is religion. And one of the things that you see that's happening in this country right now, they are using religion to practice politics. Matthew Thatcher sang a song, religion and politics. Religion is true. Some of them are Muslims, some of them are Christians, some of them are Ogun Sabbath. But you know, they are all religious people. So they are using religion. Religion is a strong weapon. They are using, to practice religion, to practice politics. And if religion is what is religion, you made a very straight point that right now everybody is claiming they are this, everybody is claiming that is that. So now one of the things that the colonial masters used to confuse us that, like I said, I'm going somewhere. Instead of not bringing Christianity to us in a platter of gold, what am I trying to say? They came with a mindset of religion. What am I trying to say? Because why? They have a form of godliness bringing us Christianity, but their mindset is dividing and ruling us. You understand what I mean? That is religion. Having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. They didn't bring us the power as it should be. You understand what I mean? Because why? As a kid, we came religion and that religion stick to us. That was what I just said right now. Instead of us seeing ourselves as a people, we began to see practice religion. I begin to say, you are this one, you are that one, you are this one. No, we are one people. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. So religion has done much worse, much harm. God did not break religion. Religion started from the Garden of Eden. If I want to go to, I'll go to. Religion started from the Garden of Eden when Adam ate of the fruit that God said they should eat. So the very day they ate of that fruit, what happened? They would see. They were supposed to live in God and have their being and find expression. But the very day they ate of that fruit, what happened? Man began to look at himself. Religion makes you to look at yourself. That was what the Pharisees and the Sadducees were doing. They were looking at themselves and glorifying themselves, not God. I can allow you coming now.
Okay. Thank you very much. We're talking about that.
Yes.
Just like what I said. If you continue, like some people, you continue to
Yeah.
once you place religion in anything you do, it moves down into your family. That's true. Do you know that in your family there are Muslims, there are Christians,
Yes.
there this one, this one, this one. And once you have done that, means that the division has entered deep
Yes.
into it. Now I want to say something. I'm just using it just to explain my thing.
Yeah.
Do you know that the Israelites you are saying
Yeah.
now, even from the onset,
Yeah.
do you know what they are fighting for? They are fighting for their land. Do you know that in Israel they have Israel, Jews,
Yes.
they have the Arab Israel,
Arab
they have this one, but they are not talking about the you are from Muslim Israel, this and because they know that once they enter into that land, they will not be able to gather the land, and they believe that that is their land. I get me. Now they have to forget about that division.
Yeah.
So they now came up together. Our land, the land of Israel, that is what we are fighting for. That is what we are defending. In the case of Nigeria too, if you can forget about maybe Muslim, this and that.
Thank you.
This is our land called
Nigeria.
Nigeria will move forward. The fact if you continue to I know you are from the down to your family, you will not see you.
That's true. And sorry, I'm not going to. And the Bible said in Psalm 133, it said, behold, how good and wonderful is it for families, for brethren to dwell together in unity. For it's like a precious element that's poured upon Jesus Christ, the high priest, that flows from the head of Jesus Christ up to the hem of the garment. But the unity can probably go from the head when the head is united. Beautiful. So the head is not united. Yes. That's the problem we are having. So you see, the division is coming from the head and it's affecting. I mean, every go on, my brother.
Now, you get what I'm saying? Because that unity is not there. You find that people at the National Assembly.
Yes.
At the National Assembly, just where we are. National Assembly, where we are supposed to be united.
Yes.
Where that's where the decision is being taken. Decision makers are there. Yeah. The federal government is there. Everything has been put under the line of religion. So you find out that anything we are doing, they base it on the politics of religion. That is it. When they want to vote something that is supposed to unite us, they will look at it from the religious aspect. No, it will not no, this one is also, which is not unless you contradict that aspect. Unity can never come up. The Bible says God is the Bible says Jesus who went about doing any good. Once you are united, you find that good be pushing you. Yeah. You see good will come to this nation. Okay, go on. And you find that you that good you look it. Yeah. I get you. But because everything is divided. Yes. That good cannot locate you. With no matter the wealth you have. Yeah. You will say Nigeria is wealthy, Nigeria is this. If you go outside, you see Nigeria blows so many things like that. But that unity to bring the world, this
Yes.
one together, is not there.
Yeah, yes.
Once there is no cohesion together,
That's one.
it cannot work.
That's true.
You understand? We have to be one, of one mind, of one spirit. The Bible says, look at these people.
They were one.
Instead, because they are one.
One.
And if we allow them, they will build to this one. That means
Genesis
that,
chapter 11.
that oneness has to be together so that we're able to fight and make ourselves great.
Yes, that's true.
Because oneness is when they have to work.
Okay, let's look at it this way. Now we are saying the same thing right now. Our focal point right now, there's no unity in the body politics of our country.
Yes.
And it has sink deep into the drain of everyone in this nation.
Yes.
So that brings me back again to our title of our topic this morning. I mean, the present hardship in Nigeria. We know that Nigeria survived this. So I'm not asking, can Nigeria survive this present situation?
Yes. I will say yes. Okay. You know why? Nigeria, you are seeing, they are ready to work. The farmer are ready to go back to their family. The farmer, they are ready to go. The workers are ready. People are ready. The land is there.
Yeah, the land is green. The land is green.
Yes.
Yes.
The land is there.
Yeah.
The people, the brain is there.
It's still there, yes.
Everything is there. But that unity, how can somebody come from outside the land of Nigeria, kill your own people? And then you say it's because you look at you play politics inside it because you people are not from the same religion.
Yeah.
I get you. So once there's that division, it can work. But what I'm trying to say is that let us be united.
Yes.
Once we are united, this country will be great. Nigeria will not go down. Nigeria, they are ready, ever ready. I look at the during that period when Labour Congress was Labour Party, when it was coming up with that and everything, with that move. Do you understand? With the move, that tornado move, that tornado. Do you know that people were contributing from internet, they were contributing from abroad, from everywhere.
Yes.
They were coming that unity. Do you know that some people came in from abroad to come and vote? Do you know why? We want a change.
Yeah, that's right.
I get me. We want a change. That means that they are determined. But when they came, everything, they just saw everything collapse the way they played. So those interests will not be there, will not be able to be moved. So what I'm still saying, Nigeria ever ready. Once that unity, that oneness, that will build up together. Once the something is there, once the something starts, Nigeria.
Okay, you made a point now. So which means what we are doing right now, that we are waiting for that time.
Yes.
Yeah. So because why someone will say, okay, we have prayed now, we have fasted now. What is God doing now? We have gone to the street. What is happening? See, God is not a man for him to lie.
Yes.
See, I keep telling people, you see, I see this president Nigeria right now is dead, but we are not going to stay here. God gave me a vision 27 years ago, and I saw a new Nigeria, and I've been heralding it, and I call it a new Nigeria of my dream. That Nigeria, the Nigeria we find ourselves right now, is made up of nepotism, tribalism, religious bigotry, and maladministration. Is made up of all sort of, it's called banditry, kidnapping, and everything. Is the order of the day in this present Nigeria. But the new Nigeria that God is bringing, whose God is the builder and the maker and the founder, it will be devoid of all this. So I'm using the opportunity to herald it to anyone that's out there. God is the builder. Don't judge a book by its cover. Nigeria could be smelling and bad from the cover that we are seeing. But like we are saying, Nigeria is blessed with nations. Blessed with talents. We are blessed with both natural and human both human and natural resources. See, the land of Nigeria. I made a video and I said the land of Nigeria is still. So no matter what the politicians can steal, they can't steal the whole wealth of this nation. Do you know that if Nigeria, any part of Nigeria that you go, just throwing a seed of corn on the ground, my brother, I've never seen a country like that. Throw a seed on the ground in any part of Nigeria that you go to, my brother, it's just a question of time. It will spring up. What am I trying to say? The land is green. The land is ever luscious. I'm telling you, God has blessed this. So that's why there's so much commotion. So much commotion, about Nigeria. But do you know that even the white people know they have country that this country is great. Nigeria is great. There's no country like Nigeria. There's no other country like Nigeria we have. See, let's come back to this level right now and look at it. We have seen it. What will you think we have mentioned some of the challenges why we find ourselves in this country. Is because leadership was not properly matured to handle. That was why things were messed up. And maybe our founding fathers that that took up leadership, they did some bits. But the people they hand over to, like you are saying it, we still have a slave mentality. A slave that have not ruled himself before, and you are given an opportunity, you want to rule them. So we are not matured. So this is one of the that was why you see, and the colonial masters also came because I saw the problem of Nigeria in three aspects, and I keep heralding it. I call it a Nigerian problem is a tripartite problem. What the brand mean by tripartite problem? The problem of this country is that the colonial masters they're supposed to bring us, Christianity, which is a lifestyle. They brought us Christianity with religion. Religion, like we say, is having a form of godliness but denying the power. They didn't come with that power because they came to divide us. And the people that are divided against themselves cannot rule themselves. That is the problem we have today. So the colonialism has done us more harm. Secondly, what I see again, the government is not mature, like you said. I agree. They were not mature when they gave power to them. So that's why we have been misbehaving, and because of that religion that was passed into us has robbed us in every aspect of our human life and existence as a people. Well, what I'm trying to ask right now is that I also see the third problem I saw in Nigeria that's bringing us down is that we as Nigerians are not helping situation in the what is happening right now. That's the question I want to ask right now. You see, the government that's ruling us right now does not have your interest. If you go to the National Assembly, they don't even see the masses that actually exist. Because all they are doing right now, the present thing that's going on now, there's so much taxing going in. Everything in Nigeria is being taxed. You understand what I mean? They tax you to everything, even to the water that you drink is being taxed. Like we're making me to understand before we came into here. You see, even when the people are when they are taxing you, they made provision where the thing will be easier on you. But the government does not have the interest of the people. Where I'm coming from is that if the government does not have the people of the interest of the people, can't we ourselves have interest of ourselves? We're not even having situation. That's where I'm coming from. Because we are looking for when people have an advantage to exploit, they exploit their brother. What can we do about that situation? Nigerians, seeing this, the situation that is falling on right now, the government is not on our side, the white people are not on our side, we're just on our own. How can we arrest this situation? That's where I'm coming from, Mr. Mike. Thank you. Mark.
The oil dribble from the head.
Yes. Yes.
Now, Nigeria and people that are very smart.
Yes.
They can take advantage of it. You are not smart, they are never ready to take advantage.
Yes, that's true.
Now, the government it is increasing well.
Yeah.
Anytime,
good.
Anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talks to them.
Yeah, nobody talks.
You don't follow the rule. You don't follow anything. You just wake up today. You say that is international price. This and that. You just increase this and that. How do you want people to do? They will take advantage of it when the government itself, everything I want is the revenue, generating revenue, not for the good of that revenue that they are generating. It's not for the good of Nigerians. It's for the good of their pocket.
Yes.
I get it. Now you are generating revenue. I get what I'm saying. You generate not that you want to use to build the nation, but just within themselves.
Yeah.
Have it decided. They are just playing. I get what I'm saying. Now, once a government started doing that, what do you expect of the people?
Yeah.
What do you expect of the people? That's why you see you can go to market today.
The price has changed.
The price have changed. You go tomorrow, okay. You will ask, wait, is there not be me? Now these people, because they will tell you it's coming from there.
Yeah.
Actually, because they don't understand what they call economy.
Yeah.
And they don't know that they are destroying the economy of this nation.
Yeah.
It's not that because you increase. That increment, what does it carry? Does it carry the value?
Yeah.
I get me. Now you increase maybe Indomie, for instance. Now Indomie, you've increased it from 3.5, 7. You just push it to 15.